There are approximately 300 million people in this country. There's about 3,000 that are running everything. In school, when you had a bully, a couple of guys would get together, hey, you're gone.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that here? How are a handful of individuals controlling over 300 million people? Chemtrails, pharmaceuticals, occultic technologies, things like that. So the only way to get rid of these people is perhaps somebody out there would be interested in backing an organization because, again, I used to make $500,000 a year. Again, pilot, sailor, scuba diver, travel around the world, everything's great. As soon as I start my organization, everything goes into the toilet. So there's an invisible force that manipulates the finances of the world. It's not, this gentleman might have $300 million, this gentleman might be worth 20,000. The guy with 300 million doesn't mean he's smarter. He's with the NWO agenda. Yeah. Maybe not even realizing it. Maybe he sells an ingredient or a part that helps the New World Order agenda. So we need somebody to get behind us with some funding to start this civilian intelligence, civilian military, civilian police force so that we can neutralize these entities, place them into psychiatric facilities, and when we start examining what's inside of them, in their blood, in their minds, things like that, it'll be very clear why they're criminally insane. So we're not looking to just go and just start throwing people in jail and things like that.
No, but they would look to detain any group that looked like it was going to be a military group, and you're talking about like people getting guns and things.
Well, that's a part of it. However, also you need to look at what type of military we endorse. Our military, about 51% of our taxes goes towards the military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
Chemical, nuclear, biological, anti-proton weapons to kill everything 1,000 times. Where's the military to protect our oceans? Where's the military to protect our environment? Where's the military?
That's what they should be doing.
Thank you. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to start a military, literally,
so maybe this could be a peaceful revolution where we say, no more war, you're not going to Iraq, you're not going overseas, you're not going to get involved with Syria. You're going to now work on projects to contain Fukushima, clean up the Pacific Ocean. What do we do about that?
We can actually introduce a proton into a radioactive stockpile to render it almost completely inert. Over 12 tons of plutonium went into our oceans. Our oceans manufacture approximately 70% of the Earth's oxygen supply. The plankton, which are the beginning of the marine food chain, through photosynthesis, creates 70% of the Earth's oxygen supply. Well, after Fukushima and ocean dumping the last how many years, and mercury and all this other stuff, it's not doing too good. That's a whole other nightmare.
Plastics, it's...
Yes.
Geez, on David Letterman, there was a scientist, 8 years ago, that said that the sea of plastic was as big as the state of Texas. Now they're saying there's 5 of them, and it's as big as the United States, but it's the way the water goes, I forget what the term is, but it all goes to the North China Sea. Boy, if it was off the coast of Boston, we'd be all screaming about it, right? But it's in the North China Sea. But it's been in the water so long, the salt water, that it's breaking up. So it's all now these little bits of plastic all on the top of the water. The fish are eating it, the birds are eating it, but not only that, it's stopping natural photosynthesis. So it's killing the bottom of the ocean. And they are cutting open birds and fish now and finding Bic lighters and combs and the circles that go around beer cans and all kinds of plastic junk in all the sea life. It really is criminal. It really is criminal, and these people need to be stopped. It seems like a daunting situation. Daunting.
Well, if you throw enough spiritual protection and resources at a good plan, we might pull it off. But the problem is we all have a program called what I call morality police syndrome. We think that if we just expose something or talk about it, the morality police are going to come out and make it all better. It doesn't work like that. No. We got to roll up our sleeves, and we got to get out there, and we got to take care of business. And there has never been anybody out there in a public forum that can discredit me for wanting to build a civilian military and police force to neutralize the criminally insane that are raping and destroying our world and children.
How do you get into the Pentagon to get a hold of them to throw them into an institution? Because they're all nut jobs in there.
Yeah.
War. They're the war hawks.
More military personnel are starting to take our side. They just have to be careful. They don't want to lose their pensions. They don't want to be court-martialed. But
No,
if
they don't
see
want to
like
be in a detention center.
correct. But do you remember a while back, Louis Farrakhan led a million-man march?
Yep.
Okay. We need another million-man march, only not to go down there and do this.
Yeah.
Very, very simple. We have all the evidence, all the proof, all the dead bodies. It's time to kick some butt, basically. And we need somebody of affluence that is willing to sit down and listen to a plan to start neutralizing these criminally insane entities. And yes, they need to be removed from office, they need to be arrested, they need to be placed into psychiatric facilities for extensive evaluation, and it'll make total sense. But we need to get more aggressive. We have to stop talking and start doing. And we can't just do it at the voting booths. We have to get a lot more aggressive. And we're willing to take the risk. We also need what's known as a witness protection program. There are plenty of government agents. There are children right now that are being held hostage in these cults. They're being abused. You can look up the Franklin cover-up online. You can also get information on our website. We need a witness protection program to help these witnesses, help these children have a safe haven so they can testify, which is only going to help the civilian military and police force do their job easier. Once we have a greater constituency and understanding, then we could begin to implement the plan.
Can you give us any of the, like you say you have the wherewithal to reverse cancer and certain diseases. Can you give us any kind of a cleanse or
Absolutely.
something that people can take away today that they can start doing to rid their body of the toxins that they've collected?
One of the BS statements that is made by the medical community is the cancer spread to the liver. No, the cancer started in the liver, okay? The liver is the filtering organ, okay? So now what happens is for $25, you can go to a supermarket and buy some ingredients. And if your audience contacts us, we can send them the Red Alert newsletter, which the last 5 pages contain a lot of this healing information. Everybody needs to do a liver flush every few months.
Milk thistle and stuff like that?
Not strong enough. What you do is you drink apple cider vinegar for about 2 weeks. It softens up the stones. They're calcified cholesterol stones clogging up your liver right now. There could also be parasites in there. And parasiticism is not really discussed in the mainstream medical community, and parasiticism is a main cause of a lot of illness.
Well, they say that, I don't believe I have any parasites, but they say that 85% of humanity has parasites.
It's higher. Especially the chemtrails are dropping a nanoparasite into us. So you have to breathe, right? So as soon as you breathe, you're breathing in these Morgellons nanoparasites. So apple cider vinegar, a diluted version, which we give you the specific formula. And again, we don't give medical advice. We give information that we have received. We're not doctors, but let's just say a lot of people that had some very serious problems are now doing jumping jacks. So you mix a few other chemicals that help you flush the stones out, and you'll see them.
Like baking soda or something,
Actually,
or apple cider vinegar?
The formula is you drink apple cider vinegar and water for about 2 weeks to soften the stones. Then you do Epsom salt and water to dilate the tubes, and then you drink extra virgin olive oil and grapefruit juice. And you go to sleep, you wake up the next day, and you will see anywhere from 20 to 100 pea-sized stones come out of your body. If you don't see it the first time, do it a second time. Give it a couple of weeks and do it again. And then if
it's like a 6-week process.
Yeah.
Two and two.
Correct.
It's really interesting.
You will see the toilet full of these stones. And then you can calculate, well, what if they were all in one shot? You're missing a golf ball to a baseball from your liver just from the calcified stones, which nobody from the AMA is really talking about.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's insane.
Well, this half hour has flown, and we didn't talk about a bunch of stuff that you wanted to cover, but CCRG sounds really interesting.
Thank you.
I hope you come again, and we can talk about the rest of this stuff.
Love to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. So John Nicholson, look at his website, CCRG. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, ladies, give yourself lots of room. Room for love, room for fun, room to grow, and room to glow. And check out this information. This is important. We need to save the planet.
And the women are a big part of doing it.
Yeah, we could do it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now I took you find